Data debate. I'm Abby Molina reporting. Behind me is the future site of Project Matador, which is projected to be the world's largest data center. Gina Hinojosa, the Democratic nominee for governor, recently visited the site. I spoke to her about her stance on data centers and other hot topics like border security and school vouchers. Many residents here in the Texas Panhandle are worried about what data centers like this one could do to our limited water supply. If you were to be elected governor, how would you address those concerns?
As governor, if I had to declare an emergency to stop consumption of water by data centers to protect it for the people, I would, right? But there should be legislation to do that, to ensure that the people are prioritized with water.
You're calling for an immediate moratorium on data centers. Would that stop construction for the Project Matador? And what legal authority would you use to halt a project that's already underway?
So it would be for the construction of new data centers. And that's because Greg Abbott said that next year he will work with the legislature to do away with all of the tax breaks that the data centers get. And what has happened is he has just announced to all these data centers that it is time to get their project in under the wire so they don't have to pay taxes and there are no rules.
Governor Greg Abbott says Democrats are weaker when it comes to border security. I asked Hinojosa about Operation Lone Star and whether she will continue to use DPS and the Texas National Guard to help secure the border.
What we need to make sure is that that money is being spent on things that make us safer. Let's look at local investment in our local police force, in our local county sheriff's office. Like, let's make sure our local communities who know best what are the public safety dangers in our communities are being properly funded.
Hinojosa is opposed to Abbott's school voucher system, which gives parents money to help pay for private school or to homeschool their kids.
What I see in the Texas House is that more and more of that money is going to pay Greg Abbott's donors in vendor contracts to people who are very well connected. We need to basically doge those contracts, wipe clean all the corrupt vendor contracts, use that money to pay our teachers to be amongst the highest paid in the nation. Also, what we see is that the Texas Education Agency, the bureaucracy in Austin has almost doubled under Greg Abbott. That's money that belongs in the classroom.
Hinojosa faces Abbott in the general election on November 3rd. In Amarillo, Abby Molina, ABC 7.